let's go ahead and get started with our second semifinal. This one between Pixelandy and Sodium Overdose. We will start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Well, let's go ahead and introduce these players. On the left, rolling out of the United States with a PB of 11,966,000. Coming back after a bit of a break. Here to play some Tetris, it's Pixelandy. And on the right, also rolling the United States by way of Isle of Man with a PB of 2,132,000. Welcome in Sodium. I'm going to keep a bit of an eye on that NTC potential issue, but there's a potential issue on Sodium's board at the moment. He is high up. I'm going to just try to get this down. Andy not in a great spot either. Yeah, Chev, I'm gonna send you a DM real quick. I want you to see this. Yeah, very interesting stack. I think it's fine, though. Like, I have this remote calibration open right now. That J just disappeared. Like, it's just gone. That's wild. Yeah, Andy has no holes in the stack right now. Sodium getting high, 30+ piece drought here. There's the bar, there's the Tetris. Tetris for Sodium. Sodium's only backed by a Tetris here. $295 for Andy, but $311 for Sodium. Tetris for Andy. I think I might have resolved the issue. Shoutouts to Javanti for the suggestion. Seems to be much better now. Another Tetris for Andy, who's got the lead by about a Tetris and change. Yeah, drought counters are known to be bad. I don't know why they're like that, but they are sometimes. Tetris for Sodium. 404, score not found. Simul Tetris as well. So we're approaching level 19 here. Andy with the lead. While these two are about to hit transition, I'm going to remind you, that we do have our Matcherino for our prize pool. Stands at $557.91. Would like to try to get that to $1,000, preferably before the end of the stream if we can do that. You can go to Matcherino and donate to that prize pool. The top 4 players, all 4 players that you're seeing here today, are getting a piece of that prize pool, with portion depending on how well they do today. Sodium into transition at 457. Not a great first game for our 18 pacer of the season. Sodium was the only player with a 600,000 fair median 19 transition. Another Tetris for Andy. Andy has a 2.5 Tetris lead and is back by 4 lines. Sodium is nice and clean, getting a Tetris there. Ooh, overhang for Sodium. I don't think it was intentional, but he makes the best of it. He's going to take a nice flat delayed burn there and scores a Tetris. That was a great solve to that misdrop. Andy ahead by 3 Tetrises as we're halfway through the level 19 speeds. Tetris for both players. Sodium will enter 25, trailing by about 63,000 points. Another Tetris for Sodium. There's one for Andy. $903 for Andy, $869. Hey now for Sodium. This is going to come down to 29. It is close. Andy does have the pace lead, but it's all going to come down to who performs better on the kill screen at this point. As Sodium on the final level before 29 is going to get the Tetris. And it's going to look to go column 3 to enter 29. Is set up. And takes that column 3 Tetris. Both players with the max out. Sodium's is into 29. Andy is still on 28. And Andy with the Tetris. Still has 2 lines to go before hitting 29. Sodium has just been trying to get comfortable with the 29 speeds. Andy is in at 1,096,000. Sodium is on 30 at 1,036,000. That's a bit of a diving board there. But does get that burnt away in short order. Great play, and Andy is in a lot of trouble. Can Andy get out of this? He can't get a piece left. He is done at 1,105,000. Sodium, you're in a chase down. You need B06. And if he wasn't lining it out before, he is now. But nothing is free on the 29 speed. Still has about 28,000 points to chase down. Not going to have to worry about the double kill screen. This will be over long before then. I'll play a row up for a bit. Ooh, a couple of misdrops coming in. This is still doable, though. He only needs a few more lines. And he's good. Sodium takes game number 1. Welcome in, Toast. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, 3 of the characters did not change. The 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. Let me bring up some data here. And maybe talk about these 2 players a bit. Pixelandy and Sodium have met 6 times. A lot of history between these two. And as a matter of fact, Andy's very first opponent ever, back all the way on November 16th, 2019, was against Sodium, where he won 3-1 in a CT tournament. Community tier tournament over at CTM. Overall, Andy is 4-2 in the series. But they've last played in the Masters event, where Sodium took down Andy 3-1. That was back in October of 2023. Well, it's been a while since these two have played, but we do have a nice long history between them that goes back 6 years. Kingsman with the $42.09 contribution to bring it up to $600. He says $400 away from $1,000. I believe in the fans to make it happen. Thank you, Kingsman. Winter says Andy versus Sodium and community tier sounds so incorrect. It's number 1 in the match database for Andy. That was his very first match, and he won it too. $234 for Andy, $214 for Sodium. As we have a close one here to start game number 2. Tyler says these two might be elderly. Not even finals. Tetris for Sodium. He's got the slight 1900 point lead here. But Andy going to have the lead at the half, 306 to 288. Now I'm noticing that Sodium is talking there, but I think that's someone in the room with him because he doesn't have his mic down. Is he getting coaching again? Yeah. Sodium number 1 yapper, yep. Sodiap overdose. $427 for Sodium out of Tetris. We got a $450. Andy at $370. Sodium is taking a bit of a lead here as Andy's doing a bit of burning. Another Tetris for Sodium. Resolves that isolated dependency, but now has a double will. But those are pretty easy to solve. He's got a 120,000 point lead here over Andy. That dig was very costly for Andy. And this time, Sodium is going to flex his level 18 muscle. $614. And still has a Tetris or a line to go. We'll get that line, and we'll transition with 614. Which exceeds his median transition score for the season, which was #1 out of all the players in Division 1. But now, 19 and 29 is where statistically Andy has had the advantage, and we'll see if he can try to pull back this lead and avoid going down 2-0 here in the semis. Another Tetris for Sodium. Not at transition scores, Tyler. Can guarantee you that. Another Tetris for Sodium. So Andy's got some work to do to bring this down. Another Tetris for Andy. But is currently trailing by 180,000 points. Sodium really putting on the gas in this game number 2. Can he get this? He's gonna enter the halfway point, just 100,000 points short of a max out. This is some great pace for Sodium. Very nice moves there. Both players will score a Tetris. And there's a max out into level 26 for Sodium. Andy at 833 still has 10 lines to go until 26, but still is well off that pace. Another Tetris for Andy. Oh, getting high on the board here. So Sodium has some work to do to bring this down. Oh, very nice burn there. And is still trying to stay alive here despite the drought. And gets that dirty Tetris for the 1.1 into 28. And gets things cleaned up just in time for level 29. And is going to have an excellent score going in as well. 1,173,000 into the kill screen for Sodium. Andy's still on 27. Oh, but Sodium's board falling apart. Can he get a bar left? Yes, he can, but it only burns one line. And he's going to top out. Andy, you're in a chase down. You need C19. 1,219,000. Sodium says, returning the favor. Well, the favor has not been returned yet. Andy still has 93,000 points to chase down. And unlike Sodium, is not going to use power of singles and doubles. Takes a couple of triples there. Well, we're going to see him set up here. He's just This is very smart play for Andy. He's only going for perfect Tetris setups. Anything less than perfect gets burnt down. And if he gets no perfect Tetris setups, that's fine. But he will get one there. He's 3,000 points away. And there it is. Andy is good. And it's tied up with set at 1. And count it down. Game number 3 between Andy and Sodium will start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Sodium says, I want to win this match, but I don't want to play Scooty. That makes me curious now. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Scooty is 7-0 against Sodium. It's gotta get by Andy first. Tyler suggesting that that Sodium just win against Andy and then forfeit against Scooty. Scooty's on board with that idea. If you ever want to perpetuate the idea that CTM is scripted, that would be how you do it. That is a great question, Steel, that I cannot easily answer. Sidnev is 3-2 over Scooty. So, yes, there is someone. Alex T is 8-5. Andy's 5-4. So yeah, Sidnev, Andy, and Alex from my cursory research. Dog did not make that list. Although, god dang, they have played 15 times. Scooty and Dog, very familiar opponents. $303 for Sodium, $278 for Andy. Oh, is that Jay? Oh, that was just a setup for a column 7? Okay. Oh, that's not gonna work, though. It's got it open again. Just needs a bar. Where is this bar? Hello, bar? 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 Bar! Okay, there's the bar. Tetris for Sodium, 359. It's funny is that wasn't even that long of a drought. Centerwell droughts feel twice as long. It's probably right. Speaking of Centerwell droughts, Dirty Tetris for Sodium, But Andy has the lead. What is this line discrepancy? My God. When did that happen? Toast in chat noting that he has never lost to Blue Scooty. Half a Tetris lead. I mean, it was exactly 11,400 points for a second. That was going back and forth between the players. .505 into transition for Sodium. Looks like we have avoided another internet issue for the moment. Ooh. All right. Andy getting ready. Andy will have the better transition here. But this drought is preventing him from going in cleanly. He'll go in at 542. I have a 0-0 record against Scooty, but I do have a 0-1 record with Scooty on comms. Sadly. How does that work? You get Blue Scooty to commentate your match, and you lose. Seems pretty easy. My opponent was none other than Vince Clemente. 739 Sodium, 673 for Andy. How do you... No, I didn't lose commentating. I lost playing while he was commentating my match. That would be an epic battle of history if I ever heard one. We need to get Adam out for that one. 902 for Sodium, 767 for Andy. Sodium having a decent game here, but Andy is back by 20 lines somehow. And Sodium having to clean out the well, looking for a long bar to fill in a dependency. Is getting some very nice burns to resolve this, but there's just no bar. Like, what else can he do? There's no bar. He's still making some great burns here. We'll finally get a bar. But Andy now knows his future. Oh, that 5-tap could be a very costly. Or lack of a 5-tap, shall I say. Because guess what? That was the last bar before. Sodium is not going to survive level 29. He is done at 1,014,000. But Andy has to survive this drought. And does get a bar over to the left. He needs one more Tetris. He needs a 15. Into 29 we go. Just needs a few more points here. $1,010,000. And that'll do it. Andy is up 2-1. Both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get these two counted down for game number 4. Andy on the verge of moving on to the finals, but Sodium has a chance. Let's see if he can take it in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Oh, yeah, there it is. I see it. There you go. Sebi, that link is for you. That is... In addition to a mediocre Tetris match, you get a rap battle included with that. Yeah, you definitely peaked with William. 141 for Andy, 120 for Sodium. We'll get a Tetris there. Oh, tie game. 1 line difference, though. Andy has the extra line in hand. I love how Peak titled it, quote, a true heavyweight matchup. Sodium getting that tuck done. Both players with decent looking boards. Oh, that adjustment with the J. That was nice for Sodium. And this one is neck and neck. Andy looking to close it out in 4. Sodium looking to send us to decider. Of course, as mentioned, Sodium is your number 7 seed. He upset Eyeball in the quarterfinals. Andy took out SV 3-1. I just realized we had our first sweep of the tournament today. Round 1 had no sweeps. To play in CTL, you would need to be on Stencil, and if you want to be on the main channel in the lower divisions, you would have to be able to calibrate with NTC properly to get that working. So that's generally what we do. I think NTC is, or Nestris.org is now allowed in Div 5 anyway. And in TMP, they're pretty loose with their requirements. Pumpy Heart says, I will be driving home, so please continue to entertain me. I will do my best, Pumpy. And these players are going to do their best to entertain the viewers, as Sodium's come out to a 66,000 point lead, but again, 10 line advantage as we're starting to see Sodium speedrun these games compared to Andy. He's not even pushing down. That's what I don't get, is he keeps getting ahead in lines and he's not pushing down. It doesn't look like he's playing all that much higher. As we get a drought counter, comes on and off. Yeah, I mean, I figure Andy's dancing, but I mean, I think that would only matter if Sodium was like at the top of his board the whole time, and he's just not. 615 for Sodium. His second 600K transition of the match. Flexing that number one 19 transition score in Division 1 this season. Other Tetris for Sodium. Andy is in 599. Came close, but couldn't quite get the 600. And Andy's board actually in a bit of trouble here. He's going to need to get some good pieces, and does. So he's going to get this down. And does get that right side open, but that just is going to allow Sodium to take an even bigger lead here. He's going to get another Tetris. That lead is now 6 digits real time, 120,000 points. But has to make some precise placements here. Finally gets some good pieces to open up that right side, and it's going to get a bar for the Tetris. So 101,000 point lead, but 4 Tetrises available for Pixelandy. Tells me that that's not a true lead anymore. Not even waiting for the T, like a one piece. That's not a T? Okay, I'm gonna plug it. That's basically what he said. Trout coming in, but ends as quickly as it starts. And Sodium burning here. Andy is making up some ground. He still trails by 56,000 points, but he's got the cleaner board. He's got a Tetris. We're more than halfway through level 19 speeds. This is a crucial game 4 for Sodium. They'll get a Tetris there. Sodium, it's got a bit of a gulf on the left half of his board, but it's starting to fill it in. And we'll get that Tetris. 994 for Sodium on 28, 926 for Andy on 26. I would give the edge to Andy. And we're about to hit level 29 as well. Max out for Sodium and a Tetris into 29, 1,044,000. Oh, misdrop immediately. Needs to get something over that. And he's getting stuff around. And this is a great dig from Sodium. No bars. But now needs one over on the right and is not going to get it in the right spot. He's going to be done at 1,059,000. Andy! You need a 60 for a date with Scooty in the finals. $10,000 points remain. And Andy will be the consummate professional and will get it done in 4. Andy is good. Yeah, it was almost tied. It was like 40 points difference at one moment. We'll watch Andy play this out. If memory serves, Andy is a 3-time champion? Oh, did I forget about that? I completely forgot. I hope someone else was doing it. I certainly wasn't. Nope, no one was doing it. Okay, so, Squiddy wins. Andy wins this one. I will put this prediction up in a moment. Let's go ahead and watch Andy finish this out. Not quite a 1.5. Waiting on that last long bar. Gets droughted out, but he's going to be your winner. It's the chair of Pixelandy playing Tetris. Chi-Chi. Up next, we're going to take a little bit of a break. But after that, we will have the finals for Season 30. It's going to be Blue Scooty taking on Pixelandy. Go ahead and get counted down for game number 1 of our first semifinal match between the defending champion Blue Scooty and Neko in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. On the left, rolling out of the United States. Man that needs little introduction these days. He's our 5-time back-to-back reigning champion of CTL. Has an NTSC PB of 18,203,000. Welcome in, Blue Scooty. And on the right, rolling out of Russia, and in fact is your CTWC Russia champion with an NTSC PB of 6,249,000. It's Neko. Yep, these days they are all rolling. Does feel that way sometimes. But you know, we have a DAS player in Division 2. So you never know. Neko had to deal with some early ugliness so far. And has only scored, I believe, just 1 out of 5. Yeah, that's 2 Tetrises. 206 for Scooty, 76,000 for Neko in the early going. Yeah, multiple. Yeah, that's true. We do have multiple DAS players. It is more than one. A couple of early droughts here have been testing the players, but Scooty so far is up to the test. And he's currently up by 7.5 Tetrises. We're only 49 lines in. But Neko's got things under control. Yeah, it really started for Neko with literally piece number 3. Scooty getting into a little bit of trouble here. Hold on. Okay, that's fine. Right side is now open. Didn't get it solved quite like he wanted to, but does get it solved eventually. Neko in a bit of trouble. Needs something for the right. Doesn't get the right piece, but is able to chop it down enough to stay alive. Both players playing high here. Neko has the right side open, as does Scooty, and both players will score a Tetris. 311 for Scooty. 156 for Neko. Yeah, a little bit of a discrepancy in the Tetris rate, but it seems to be closing a little bit. As what was once a 7 Tetris lead is dropped to 5. And another Tetris for Neko. Makes it look like he's trying to put a little bit of pressure on Scooty to maintain that pace. Scooty not liking that S at all. He's going to have to take some more burns to allow Neko to catch up just a little more. But Scooty now has had enough. He's going for the dirty Tetris in column 1. Looking for the bar. Ooh, makes a dependency on the right there. And with another drought coming in, just has to fill it in. This is not working out for Scooty. Neko high up on the board, but has an open well. We are past 35 pieces on this drought. When is this going to end? Scooty's eyes just went wide. He's like, where is this bar? I don't know where this bar is. 47 piece droughts. Are you kidding me? Just your average CTL playoffs. RNG, folks. Nothing new here. Wow, 47 indeed. Both players surviving it. And both players are now clean, so let's reset as we're about to hit the transition. Scooty is up in pace by about 3.5 Tetrises, maybe a little less than that. We'll take stock of their transition scores as it's been less than ideal for both players. 429 is going to be the transition score for Neko. Scooty will go in at 508. We're off and running. We will play on the speed for the next 100 lines. Should they survive that, the speed will double. And they'll play 100 lines at that speed. Should they survive that, it'll double again. And survival after that is nigh impossible. 557 for Scooty, 504 for Neko on level 20. Is Maturino down or is my phone just dumb? Let's find out. It wasn't down earlier because we did get Adam's contribution a little earlier. You know, it's up. It's working fine. Adam said go Tetris and go CTL. And CTL is indeed going Tetris for Neko. And another one. He's got this nearly tied. He was down by 7 Tetrises 50 lines into this. And has brought this back. Bit of an awkward left side there. Can't spin anything into that, so just has to try to make do with what he's given. Now he's going to get the right side open. This is an opportunity to take the lead. He's going to get a bar for the Tetris. He's only back by 9,000. Gets another bar. Neko is in the lead. 708 to 687. This is an insane comeback, and it's level 24. We're halfway through the level 19 speeds. Scooty, though, bangs down a couple of Tetrises. Has his Tetris well open again. This is neck and Neko. Another Tetris for Neko. Scooty looking for the bar. Will get it. Bang Tetris.